Hi, and welcome back to Pint-Sized Guilt-Free Torah. So the Jewish people are enslaved in Egypt. It's an awful time. There's backbreaking labor. And to make things even worse, the midwives are told if a boy is born, kill it. So there's awful times for the Jewish people. Now, what happened? There were two incredible women here. The midwives, Yocheved, the woman who would eventually become Moses' mother, and Miriam, his sister, said the following: we're not going to listen. We're not going to do it. It says, "V'tirena hamilados es Elokim," and the midwives feared God. V'lo also kasher dibar aleihem melech Mitzrayim, and they did not do as the king of Egypt instructed them to do. V'tichiena es Yoladim, and they kept the boys alive. Now it's interesting. It says because they feared God, they did this. We normally view a person who fears God, talks about being in awe of God, believes in God, as some weak and meek person sits in the back of the synagogue or somewhere else and is praying or is reciting for the book of Tehillim, the book of Psalms, something like that. We don't normally assess this as strength. The person who understands that there's God in the world, believes in God, and that person is actually the strongest person, because you had these two women, incredible women, are standing up to the king of Egypt, the most powerful person in the world at the time. And they said, we're not going to do it. Now, today's the day we talk about anger. What does this have to do with anger? Because a lot of times something happens in life. For example, here, they could have said, we're not going to do this. It's not part of our contract. You can't force us to do this, or whatever the case may be. It's like, there's God in the world. And Paro, you're just one of the pawns, one of the puppets. And you can't really force us to do anything because we believe in God. We're going through this calmly, and we're going to do it. You kill us, you kill us. It's almost like a dog is barking at you. What do? Get mad at the dog? That's who a dog is. You can't get upset with a dog. That's what a dog does. He barks. So in this case, Paro, I got God on my side. I understand there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger world out there. There's an amazing world. I don't understand a lot of it. But I also don't understand exactly how DNA works. I also don't understand why when I put a tiny seed in the ground, if it's an apple tree will always grow. That DNA is perfect. The sun rises and sets. It's perfect. We know exactly when it's going to happen. Everything is so predictable. And because it's an incredibly designed and perfect world, there's God in the world, and I understand that. That person who has that recognition says, I'm not going to be scared of anything, and I will not get angry at anything, because I understand there's something else going on. I don't know why this is happening or why this person is in my life now, but God doesn't put the people in our lives that we want when we want. He puts the people in our lives that we need at that time. So that person might be here and I'm getting angry. Maybe the whole purpose was to learn to control my anger, to not get upset at a situation. Rabbi, I tell a lot of stories about him because he's brought in the wonderful book, Hasidic Tales of the Holocaust. When he was in one of the work camps, someone had escaped, and the Nazis didn't know who it was, but they knew the count was off. And they came to him and they said, who was it? One of the Jews escaped. He says, I don't know. They said, he said, really, I don't know. They said, well, we believe you, but we want you to find out, and we'll give you 24 hours. He says, look, I'm not going to give a fellow Jew. And the officer said, I have this revolver here, and that has in the past been known to make people talk. So Rabbi just opens up his jacket. He says, just shoot me now. I'm not giving up a fellow Jew. He's not angry. He's not upset. Just, that's the situation. I understand there's God in the world, and I have to do the right thing in the world. If I have to die for it, so I'll die for it. So the more I think of that, the more a situation comes in my life, instead of getting angry, I think, what can I bring to this encounter? How much light can I bring to the situation? How can I be there for the people in my life? How can I do what God would want from me? Instead of getting angry at the situation, I want to think about God for a moment and how I can make the situation into a better situation. I was spoken to in an obnoxious, angry fashion. I will not answer in kind, and I will actually bring light to this encounter, light to this situation, and make my own little area, and my own little family, and my own little workplace, and my own little circle of friends. I will turn that into a better place as much as I can, and I won't get upset with all the people who are trying to stop me from doing that, because I'm not giving up who I am. I understand there's God, There's something bigger in the world, what he wants of me. Have a great day.